Hello! Welcome to WonderFest World Stream Series. I'm your host, Arlene. So thrilled to have you guys join us today. I'm going to make an acknowledgement. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. I really love acknowledging the land so much. Been doing a lot of educating and watching documentaries, and I was just talking to Kat right before this about many of them that are on YouTube. Anyway, we will be chatting more about that along those lines on Thursday with Real Anthems. But today, we are going to be chatting with Chris Hummel from the Dreamboats. He's going to be performing some original music, as well as chatting about artist opportunities. Are there any? Yes, there are. During the pandemic here, especially for live streaming, there's lots of things that we're going to be chatting about. But before that, I'd like to sing you guys a song. And I also want to plug that I am performing more of my original music on Monday, which is tomorrow, at 12:30 on City Hall Live. I've got my setup here, and that'll be on their Facebook page. And I'll be singing a new tune tomorrow, so I hope that you join me there. All right, this one is called Running. She doesn't want to stay awake because she constantly runs to you when she knows it's not supposed to. She doesn't want to go to sleep because her dreams are filled with gorgeous scenes where he'll be the one she'll choose. She's running down this winding road, dying to tell him she has told her. Oh, so close. She's running away from all her dreams, all the ones that seem so perfect, until she found you. Oh, his name rings inside of her heart. It rings so loud, she tries to turn it down, but the dial remains the same. Her mind was made up a long time ago, and then you came. Her heart somehow changed. She probably never so close. Her heart is screaming out, losing when she'll close it right up. Oh, but then he finds his way back in. She's running away from all her dreams, all the ones that seem so perfect. Ever since she found you. She found you. That was called Running, and it's off of my second album. And I'm just going to direct Chris to come onto the stream on a different platform, right here. So Chris, if you're there online and you hear me, look at your messenger, click on that link. It's so interesting, and I'm glad that we're going to be talking about these different ways that artists can have opportunities to perform. For myself, I've been fortunate to perform for a few different platforms online, and also their support through either the Arts Council or government funding and all that fun stuff. And it's really interesting also that we have been resorting to a lot of different art things, art forms. I think a lot of us are watching things on Netflix, on Disney Plus, and Crave, and Amazon Prime, creating more than usual, finding opportunities, finding ways to stay busy, and I'm excited to chat about that. And so maybe I should bring Kat up because she's behind the scenes, because she's the best at stalling with me, or the best at stalling, period. So yes, I can see her laughing in the background.
It's a childhood skill of mine to just stall and stall. You know, it's time to get on the bus for school. Oh, wait, I have to do this one last thing. I forgot this thing. Oh, I missed the bus. I can't go to school.
Oh my gosh, were you that kid? Or I think most of us are. I've noticed my niece and nephew are like this to go before they go to bed. And I'm pretty sure I did this. Is that they're like, oh, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, I'm thirsty.
I mean,
can I have a drink of water?
I mean, I do that even now as an adult. Like, I'm like, oh, I just want to, have a snack right now. Oh
yeah, totally. Because the longer you can stall going to bed, you stall like the next day and stuff, right? I used to have this tactic. I remember when my bedtime was 8 p.m. and the family would be around the living room watching TV, and I would see, oh my gosh, it's coming to 8 p.m. I don't want my parents to notice that it's my bedtime. So my strategy was, we had this clock in the kitchen that would dong like 8 times at 8 p.m. So in my little pea brain, my strategy was to yell as loud as I could so that they wouldn't hear the clock. But in retrospect, I see now it was just giving them more incentive to put me to bed with me sitting there in the living room screaming over the television. So anyway.
God, you are such a gifted child.
I know, right? Ridiculous.
That's amazing. Well, I see Chris is joining us.
I see Chris too. Let's bring him up.
Yeah, let's bring him on.
Hey guys.
This is Chris Hummel, everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Chris, what happened? To what?
Figure out. I thought it was just easy as clicking a button or something. I had to like type in some kind of like code or something. I don't know what's going on.
Really?
Technology and I don't get along. I just play guitar and sing songs. That's so.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I'm glad that you made it.
Thanks, Arlene.
I'll leave you guys
alone. Sure. It's funny because I was like, well, I have to direct him to the room. Like, it's almost like a virtual way of like, hey, we're in this room.
Yeah. Wish exactly. Technology and I don't get along. It took me a second, but
it's okay. You made it.
We'll figure it out.
I'm so happy to see you virtually.
How you doing? It's been a while. Yeah.
It has been a long time.
It has been a while.
This is my way of connecting with my friends and selfishly, virtually hanging out with them and hearing their music.
Still lightly quarantined. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, how about you take us away with 2 songs and then we'll chat.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is a new song. Still working on a few. You know how things are when it comes to songs. You think you can always get better at them and chip it up. So I'm gonna play 2 songs that are kind of new for me, and I hope you guys like them. Here we go. The song's called "Lights Down Low." Here we go. I'm hoping that it comes to this, a hot and heavy type scenario. Let's get it started with a kiss, and we can see just where the story goes. How soon we'll walk into your room, we know just what to do. Just tell me all the things you want now. Between your legs, just staring in your eyes. Let's hit the switch and no more talking. Cause if we're really starting something, let's do it with the lights down low. And we could make it all or nothing. So give it to me, just give it to me. Just let me grab you by the hips. We'll dance around just like a merry-go. Get to the point you can't resist. You turn around and kill the stereo. How soon we'll walk into your room, you know just what to do. Just tell me all the things you want now. Between your little thighs, just staring in your eyes. Let's hit the switch and no more talking. Cause if we're really starting something, let's do it with the lights down low. And we could make it all or nothing. So give it to me, just give it to me, oh. Cause if we're really starting something, let's do it with the lights down low. And we can make it all or nothing. So give it to me, just give it to me up. Cause if we're really starting something, let's do it with the lights down low. And we could make it all or nothing. So give it to me, just give it to me. We'll kick it with the lights down low. Just kick it with the lights down low. Lights down low. And this is another song. This is my ode to Dashboard. A little light acoustic love song. Here we go. If you're sick and tired and you're lying awake, just know I'm by the phone, call any time of day. And we could hook up now, cause nothing's worth the pain being all alone. When love just drags you down, cause they don't feel the same. And I'll just take you however you wanna stay. And we could live right now, let's not overthink. In time you'll know. So push the crowded bars and count your minutes late. Couple hours more until you end your day. And if that moment comes and if I see your face, just make my heart warm. Cause there'll be tons of guys with perfect things to say who could make you smile or make you a bad egg. But if they loved you now, and if you love the same, I hope I never and I'll be your lover in your own one. I'll be your lover till my moment's done. I'll be a lover just to keep warm at night, 'cause then I could make you mine. Oh, oh, you know, you know, that I'll be your lover in your own one. I'll be your lover till my moment's done. I'll be a lover just to keep warm at night. Oh, 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 oh. And I'll be your lover that you can depend on. I'll be your lover you can lay your head on. Say you would believe me if I kissed you that this isn't goodbye. 'Cause then I could make you mine. Oh, 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 oh. And you're lying awake, just know I'm by the phone.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
No problem. Those are great.
Thank you. New, a little fresh, little, you know, how should you say? Yeah, slaying it out there. Hope you guys like it.
So, how have you been doing during the lockdown, the isolation, pandemic?
It's been interesting. I'm so thankful, like in a way that, you know, we live in a place where things like this can happen. Of course, being healthy and stuff first and foremost, where we can just be able to kind of do what we do. And like, I've been trying to do the things that I didn't have time to do when there was more of an active schedule and stuff like that. So the boys and I have been trying to get into more songwriting and doing like a lot of like the weekly videos and stuff like that. And really just trying to stay busy content wise, kind of thing. So yeah, it's been more or less that, to kind of stay on top of it, keep fresh, not get too rusty. But yeah, that's what I've been pretty much up to. And doing a lot of skating. You know, I've been doing a lot of skating. So.
Yeah, same. Well, if you guys are not familiar with Chris Hummel, he's part of an awesome band, the Dreamboats, and really highly recommend you guys check them out. And you guys are coming up with new music, like a new EP. Do you want to chat about that?
We're working on an album right now. Tall order of an album. So we've been writing a lot of songs, a lot of demos, and kind of putting them in the folder, and seeing, you know, which ones we all prefer and what we want to work on. A few months back, we made a goal to have like at least like 35 kind of demos or ideas in like the folder from a collective of all of us, all four of us, and then kind of chip away at the songs that we felt we wanted. We kind of rated them in a way. You know, Brian is just a whiz when it comes to making polls and rating and what everyone wants to work on. So there was that, and so we've been trying to like do like weekly songwriting submissions and like and then talk about them, and getting a lot on FaceTime and like, you know, house party and stuff, and just and working on material together and talking about it, even though we're not even in the same room. We're all
That's so cool.
It's awesome, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you gotta say that your videos that you guys put out are phenomenal, like really cool.
Thank you. I'm gonna give credit, shout out to the Whizmon, John Marco.
Yeah.
I swear to God, sometimes I think of myself as a spoiled little child in comparison to the rest of the band, when they have like all these crazy, you know, great things of being able to do audio and putting everything together and making videos. And Johnny, all credit to him when it comes to all those videos you've seen. He just makes it really easy. He like sets up these click tracks. You have the phone there ready to record. You have your own earbuds in. You're listening to like literally what he just spoon feeds you, these click tracks. You play along with them. You know, we know them pretty comfortably, so I can even just play along with like a drum track, and then Brock will just play along with the drum track, and then Matt will play along. I don't know what Brian's singing sometimes. I don't know what he's playing on bass, and then it just all comes together. Like, and then Johnny just puts them all together, you know what I mean? And it seems to be tight enough, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So I'm happy with how they came out. just for how they're put together, because they're definitely a live band, and we,
For
come
sure.
together that way. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're loving that.
Yeah. I'm curious. I've been asking this in the past to other artists. Has there been something that you learned about yourself during this time that gets you excited and fired up?
Oh yeah. I'm really starting to kind of put myself in a position to kind of uh, remember and like enjoy and experience all the things that I did before that I didn't have like the time to do. Never mind like working, whatever, and working on things, but just literally like enjoying the time that like and I'm realizing, like, learning about myself, that yeah, you need to do those things. You need to kind of like do those things to kind of keep on a positive kind of mindset. You know what I mean? A lot of things are happening, right? Like even for myself, it's like I love to be physical. I need to be doing something physical. And I hate like working out, so I have to do something that like is fun, but can get me sweating or something. You know what I mean? And on top of that, like enjoying things like the outdoors. I've been going fishing a lot,
Oh, nice.
and like going up. My buddy's got like property and trailer, and going to random people and like camping and doing things like that, and just trying to use this time and learn what kind of like, I guess you could say, makes me happy, and just and stay positive. And it's definitely been a learning experience, I think, for us all when it comes down to also mindset.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the people that are probably tuning in are musicians, and our friends and family and stuff like that. And this one goes up to musicians there, where it's kind of hard to stay in a positive mindset when the whole world is telling you not to get crowds together, when your main thing is putting crowds together.
Yeah.
And so like, and learning how to kind of try to stay positive through that whole mindset. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And like, it's because it can be a little overwhelming if you really like sit down and think about it. But it's kind of like the half empty, half full kind of way of looking at it. Because I'm thinking, okay, as much as I can't perform and do that, there's things I couldn't do when I was, and now I'm going to try to focus on that, flip it a little bit, and make sure that when that opportunity and when this whole pandemic like kind of like calms down, that we can come in like strong, and you know what I mean, and even like like the discussions you're talking about with like the opportunity and stuff like that, and whether we can talk into that right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and that's a great segue, because a lot of us artists, we thrive, and not only musicians, but like comedians too, and just art in general requires to be around people within 6 feet.
Yeah.
Right. And
Kinda
like, yeah, and also other forms of earning a living. Like a lot of us, we gig a lot, but now with this pandemic, like, what opportunities are there for artists? I've been fortunate to do certain things like this, where they have funding and they can provide for the artist to perform like a half-hour set online.
Yeah.
Is there other opportunities, other ideas that maybe as artists we can?
I think the opportunity right now, for me, like, and yeah, like same thing. Like, it just depends on where we are as artists to get certain like opportunities. Of course, you know what I mean. I know,
Right.
We've been in the game a while. I know we're, sometimes we come to mind with a lot of like, some of the local promoters and stuff like that, and asking, let's perform or do something, or Richmond Hill Performing Arts Center said, hey, perform a Canada Day set, so we did like 30 minutes worth of isolation videos, and got a little chunk for that. Looking forward to Rock the Coliseum, how we were booked for that. We had a really good slot this year, and Demetrius, shout out to Mississauga Music.
Yeah, Demetrius.
They got an awesome team right now. All my friends. What's it called?
Yeah.
And seeing that they're giving the opportunity for the people that were booked to do a couple songs online, and like opportunities like that. But that just depends on certain promoters. But I think just like to everyone else right now, depending on whatever stage, I think like right now online is kind of the way to kind of, if I was to think of something positive to do at the time, that could be more or less like investment of time. Because I feel like once this whole pandemic's over, people are going to be itching to see live music and want to be out there and experiencing that again, and that sound, that vibe, that culture. And I think right now is an opportunity to try doing our best to be on their mind when this whole thing is over. And how are you going to do it? How am I going to do it?
That's a good tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, sorry,
And
go.
also, I think because you know, some artists who like when Toronto's so saturated, Mississauga's got their live scene, more cover scene as opposed to original music. I think that you're correct. Like people are going to be wanting to see live music, which is good for us. Because there's some shows where I admit, like I've played where to like 10 people, and hopefully this will allow people to be like, oh yeah, it's, you know, I want to get out and support these people and feel that energy.
That appreciation,
Kind of
that feeling, that human nature feeling of you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I feel like
Yeah.
like and I feel like this whole kind of, as unfortunate as it is, has kind of given a little bit of a new light to the appreciation of the arts. I'd like to think, and there's been a lot of people that have shown that appreciation, have shown that support. Thankfully, to myself and the band. You know what I mean? Whether opportunities of like GoFundMe, the kind of thing, like even like when you're doing something amazing like this, is just like have something that's consistent, something that grows, something that builds, and promote it and promote people the opportunity to give you, to help you out and give you the opportunity to fund you and show the efforts that you're putting on. And it's work. You know what I mean? It's we're getting up here at 12 o'clock on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like. I just don't get the snooze button right now. I just joking.
It's okay. You're gonna go to sleep after this. You know that.
I got coffee fueling me right now.
That's amazing.
That's
awesome. Well, you know what? There are some opportunities now, like to perform. Like I got a chance to play while people are physically distancing in around the Esplanade. And man, like I'm sure you're gonna feel this too when you perform in front of people. There's just it's that energy that we don't get obviously from streaming, but just being able to perform in front of people. There's opportunities to perform outside of like retirement homes now. Like I know the Arts Council is doing that with Smiles Are Essential, and Nurses Next Door does that with Zadie and Heather. Shout out to all of those guys. But like, I feel like there's going to be different ways to where live entertainment is going to end up.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and especially like when it comes down to like those opportunities and like what you're going to do right now to kind of get on people's like radar and like and show us the Mississauga Arts Council. I mean, like I know if anyone is looking for ideas or opportunities to check them out and see what they have to offer, like the board and stuff like that. But yeah, like even myself, like thinking like, it'd be nice to go out and perform in front of like places where people feel that energy. You know what I mean? And, and that's good. And of course, it's such a great little weird thing because you want to go there, but at the same time, you don't want to be like, I'm inciting a crowd here. You know what I mean? And, like even our good friend Dale was like busking and performing in Port Credit. And there was like a nice and there's people, but they're distancing, but there's still a good amount of people like looking at them. You kind of ask yourself, like, am I going to get in trouble for this? And but apparently some some officers I think are kind of turning a blind eye, and you know what I mean.
Oh right.
I think it just looks at the scenario, and as long as like it seems like there is some distancing between 6 foot and whatnot, that people are kind of lightening up a little bit on it. It's such a little gray area because I think people have like their own degree of I wouldn't say paranoia when it comes to it or anything, but like their own safety or whatever it is, and and I respect that, and I want to respect that, and like and at the same time we want to try to do our best to still be out there, still be relevant, still be connecting, still feel that energy that you're talking about. But even like this online platform, as much as like sometimes you'll be busking, you'll have like 10 people in front of you or 5 or whatever. Online to me seems like a little more nervous because you get a lot more like viewers. Thank God I'm not seeing how many people right now are watching. A little easier to play.
That's true because
I get more nervous online.
Oh yeah, me 100% too, because they're looking around like everywhere. Whereas like when you're live, like they can't. I don't know. When something's live, there's other things that they can look at. But here they only have like this to look at.
Exactly. It's like it's so much attention on, and you're like, shit, I want to screw up a chord or something. Like, usually I got the rest of the guys behind me, so if I screw up a chord, I'm like, no one noticed anyway. So it's
same.
Just blame it on Brian or blame it on John. That's all I do.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, with that and with that, I would love for you to take us away with a song. What song will that be?
I'm gonna do the song that you covered, and I thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, I love this
You're
song.
like, I want to cover "Fool for You," and I was so, oh my god, you understand how flattering it is, and you know I'm a big
Yeah.
fan.
I love that song so much.
And thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you covering. I like the melody, the mashup you did it too, and so I figured I'd try to give that a shot. And,
Sweet.
Take it away.
Yeah, take it away.
Okay, this song is about us guys doing incredibly foolish things for beautiful women, and it is called "Fool for You." How innocent am I? Can stand to see you cry, but to love you is something I can do. I wanna kiss and squeeze and holding you tight. I got a girl that keeps me up all night. I'm waiting for work about an hour or two. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. The doctor told me the past it's a phase. I walk in circles each and every day. One night I ended up in Kalamazoo. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. I've been love drunk, taking shots, it's never over. And I kissed you one day and my head popped. No, I keep screaming more, 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 more. They called me up, so my payment was late. I've been my tongue cause I got nothing to say. Spent all my money on your flowers and jewels. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. Love drunk, keep taking shots, it's never over. And I kissed you one day and my head popped. No, I keep screaming more, 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 more. They called me up, so my payment was late. Up in my tongue cause I got nothing to say. There's not a thing that I wouldn't do. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. If what they say is true, I'm a fool for you. Oh, 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 it's never over. What they say is never over. What they say is never over. Oh, so good. Oh, if what they say is true, I'm a fool for you.
Yes. Oh, I
Thanks,
love that
Arlene.
song. My
Thanks,
pleasure.
Arlene.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's so good to see you virtually, and I can't wait to see you in person.
It's awesome to see you too, and hope we get to hang out one of these days. When
Yeah,
this
let's go rollerblading.
If you want to skate, let me know.
Yeah, let's take
I'm
a
in.
trail.
I'm
Yeah.
skating a lot. We can go with our senior. Our senior bought a pair of skates, and we've been skating around like maniacs at night.
Oh
so.
yeah, I messaged
Okay,
him
because I know you got
too.
the skills. I know you figure skated back there, so I know
Yeah.
I'll see you rock it out. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, I actually just messaged him today saying, okay, let's plan it when we're gonna
Let's
skate.
like a night and invite all
Okay.
everyone. All right.
But
We'll make it
stay
happen.
6 feet apart.
We'll make it happen. Exactly. 6 feet apart.
Awesome.
Big road. We'll be fine. We'll be great.
Amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you
Arlene.
so much. Stay safe.
We'll do you too. Talk soon, okay?
Bye. Make sure you guys check out Chris's band, the Dreamboats, a bunch of the nicest guys ever, and they're so talented. Shout out to GM, Chris, Matt, and Brian. They're doing awesome things. Thank you so much for joining us today. I want to give a big shout out to my partner for Let's Make Good Productions, Kat Leonard. She has been behind the scenes and pushing all the buttons and making sure this show looks awesome as you see it. This Thursday, we have Brielle Ansems. She is joining us from Charlottetown, PEI, and we're going to be chatting about Nunavut Day, which will be very fun. I'm very thrilled to have her perform. Also, I haven't met her, but we'll meet virtually. So make sure you tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. and every Sunday at 12 p.m. We have original music from all over the world, and we have a nice chat. My name is Arlene. See you next time.